Alright, so the first thing is that in a linear function, right, there are two main parts. Right? We have two main parts. In a linear function. Writing is hard. Right. More people, there we go. Function. Okay, there's two main parts. All right.
Hello, mister.
Hola, Shan.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good. All right, Shan, we're taking some notes, so please make sure you have something to write with. Okay?
Hey.
All right, so esas dos partes en la función lineal. Okay, the first, right, is we always have a rate of change. Okay. Something in the chat. Taking for below. ¿Dónde estoy? Can you see my screen, Daniel? Yes, okay. All right, so we have our rate of change, and we have the y-intercept, which we've also called the start value. All right. Again, the rate of change, this is the tasa de cambio. And the y-intercept, or the start value, right? We have the valor inicial, right? Those are the, in Spanish, what we have there, the tasa de cambio and the valor inicial. So every linear function has these two things. Right? Todos los funciones lineal tiene los dos partes, tasa de cambio y valor inicial, o intercepción Y, okay? Todo, all the time. All right. So now we can represent our functions with different things. The first one we're going to look at is with a rule, la regla. We can show with rules. We have two types of rules. First, we have the symbolic rule. which the only type of symbolic rule we're using is called the slope-intercept form. Okay. And then we also have our now next rule. These are the two rules that we've worked with so far. Okay. The symbolic rule looks like this. And our now next rule looks like this. Okay. And I'm using the same letters as we see in the symbolic rule. In the symbolic rule, the letter M will be replaced with the rate of change. And the letter B is replaced with the start value. Right. The start value is the Y value in the Y-intercept. Okay. So, la letra M es tasa de cambio y P es el valor inicial, que es el valor de Y en la intercepción Y. Okay. Those letters are just placeholders. They get replaced. And it's the same, lo mismo, aquí y aquí. La tasa de cambio y valor inicial. Do you guys have any questions so far? These are the rules that we use to represent a linear function.
Morning, Mr. Mosley.
Morning, Mr. Morales. Sí, por
Muchachos,
favor, copiar.
muchachos, como ya habíamos dicho, me parece que la clase pasada también, cuando tenemos las reglas, que es la regla simbólica, que también puede ser la fórmula, se le llama como slope-intercept form o la fórmula de la pendiente. Ya hice mi investigación en matemáticas y se llama la fórmula de la pendiente. Y se escribe así como está ahí. Recuerden que la M es la tasa de cambio, como dijo el maestro, y la B va a ser el valor de Y. ¿Ok? Similar en la otra regla, que es now and next rule. La regla de ahora y después. ¿Ok? En sí, las letras M y B le dan lugar a un número, a un valor. ¿Ok? Entonces se van a sustituir solamente.
Yes. All right. So, next, we have graphs. La gráfica. Right. So, so we have quickly make two. Sorry, I moved my screen a bunch. That's better. Okay, so I'm going to look at two different graphs here to help us see what lines look like in a graph. Right? So we have our axes y goes up and down, x left and right. Y, x. Right. If I have a line like this, okay, this line is increasing. Right? It's aumento. Right? It's increasing. Over here, this line is decreasing. Which, if I'm remembering correctly, is disaumento? I think I'm wrong.
Close. Disminuyendo. I'll type it in this.
There's too many syllables in that.
Disminuyendo. 5 syllables.
Disminuendo. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Morales. All right, so we have increasing or decreasing. Okay. When I have a graph that is increasing, right, the rate of change this will be positive, right? Because I'm increasing. The rate of change is positive. For the other graph, when it's decreasing, the rate of change is negative. So if I just have a picture of the graph, I know if its rate of change will be increasing or decreasing, if it's positive or negative. Okay. Spanish in here too. Aumentando. All right. So just by looking, I can see this. Right. Also in a graph, right, we can easily see where is the y-intercept. Right. the point where the line crosses the y-axis. That is very easy to see in the graph. Okay. Then we can also see if I pick 2 points, right, we can see our rate of change. Right, we have a change in y and a change in x. Both are positive. These are both positive numbers. In this example, if I'm using this point and the y-intercept, we have a change in y that's negative. And a change in x that's positive. Remember that little triangle is change. Okay. El triángulo pequeño es cambio. Representaros a la cambio. Okay, so, en la primera gráfica, el cambio de x y el cambio de y positivo, pero en otra gráfica, en la segunda gráfica, cambio de y es negativo y cambio de x es positivo. Okay. Then for both graphs, we can calculate the rate of change. All right. By doing the division, change in y divided by change in x. Okay. And Mr. Morales, you were about to say something and I cut you off.
No, I was going to say muy bien, Mr. Mosley. Entonces aquí el rate of change es otra forma, como lo acabo de escribir el maestro, es otra forma de representar el cambio. Okay. Tienen una fracción, pero aquí el maestro lo representa en un triángulo con y entre otro triángulo y aquí significa que hay un cambio.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions? Okay. Does anyone need time to write the notes that goes with rules? ¿Tienes más tiempo escribir las notas para reglas? Sean? Okay. Okay. Did I spell those right, Mr. Morales?
Which one? Gráficas?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Regulus is good, but Graphicas, I just can't remember if there's like an accent or anything somewhere.
Oh yeah, there's an accent in the first A.
The first day, okay. Yeah, like in Spanish, there's only one type of accent, and it's the up accent. In French, you have to worry about 3 different types of accent marks.
That's correct. Same in Italian, right? Like 2 different accents in Italian. Okay.
Oh, there's 2?
I believe there's. I believe there are 2. Might be
Yeah,
wrong.
in French, there's the up accent, the down accent, and then there's the sérieux, which goes on C's sometimes, and then every once in a while you get the like the little double dot thing. Doesn't happen very much, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Many more accents. I like is only one accent in Spanish. All right. Okay, so hands are down. I'm gonna go just to where the graphs are at the top. Okay, so next we have tables. Or tablas. In a table, we have 2 different tables that we have seen, 2 different types of tables. Okay, we have a table that is horizontal. Here's this. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've seen tables that look like this. Okay. And we also have tables that look like this. Okay, they are the same. They show the same information. They're just positioned differently. Okay. So we have just the 2 different ways of writing the table. They are the same. They give us the same things. When we have a table, we have been using the arrows to show the change, right? So we have from here to here, +1. Okay, to the next one, +1, +1. Okay. And all of them are +1. Okay, same over here for X. Right? For X, we have +1, +1, +1, and all the way +1, +1, +1. For Y, +2, +2, +2, +2. I mean, it's the same for all of these ones in this table. We have +2, 2, 2, and all the same. Okay, so por las tablas, yo uso las flechas por indicar qué es la cambio, cuál es el cambio. Y aquí, entre el primer ejemplo y la primera tabla, es +1, +1 y +1 y +1 y +1 por X, y se cambió. Pero por Y es +2, +2, +2, +2. Y cambia de Y es 2. En vez de X es 1. Y es lo mismo por otra tabla, más 1, más 1, más 1, más 2, más 2, más 2, por X y Y. Y tenemos tasa de cambio, es tasa Y, dividir cambio de X, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so this is the rate of change. Okay. So in the table, I found the rate of change. But I still need our start value. I need the y-intercept. So I have to go backwards on the table. I need 0 and a value for y. Okay. Yo necesito el valor de y cuando x es 0. Okay, so menos 1, menos 2. El valor de y cuando x es 0, 1. Yeah, Damien, perfect. Gracias. Right? So then, this gives me two things. I have the y-intercept, is the coordenadas, 0, 1. El valor de x es primero y el valor de y es segundo. Todo el tiempo. X primero, y segundo. En coordenadas. En las coordenadas. Y then we have the start value, el valor inicial, right? Uno. Es el valor de y en la sección y. So, uno aquí, uno aquí. Okay. Now I have everything for the rule. Okay. So, ahora yo escribo la regla, la regla simbólico. I'm not saying that right. I know that it doesn't sound right at all to me.
That is right.
¿Es simbólico?
Regla simbólica.
Simbólica, ok, sí. La regla simbólica es y igual a tasa de cambio 2 x más 1, el valor inicial. Y yo tengo sumar, right, más porque el valor es positivo. Si el valor es negativo, necesito menos aquí. Pero para ese ejemplo es más, sumar. Okay. Y our other rule, right? Otra regla es ahora, and now next rule, I'm forgetting next again now. So we have now next as well. Now plus the rate of change, dos, tasa de cambio, is next starting at our valor inicial, the start value, 1. So we have the two types of rules. Right? Tenemos los dos tipos de reglas, regla simbólica y Ahora, what's next? I keep forgetting what next is.
Siguiente o siguiente, ahora, pero en este caso, in this case will be ahora después.
Ahora después. Okay. Let me write that down. I'm gonna keep forgetting.
Next is siguiente.
Yeah. Right. So there we go. With a table, we can get both rules. What questions do you have? What can I clarify?
Does it matter which rule you use? Like, is there time
Only,
to use
it depends
the-
on what the question is asking for.
Okay.
The symbolic rule is typically more helpful when it gets to solving these types of problems. The now next rule is just it's a way to describe what the change is and where it starts in like a written form. To be honest, I hadn't even heard of a now next rule until I started teaching. I was only familiar with the symbolic rules. They're the ones that get used the most.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome. Okay. No, there it is. Okay. Okay. So the last way of representing a linear function we have is context. I think that's right, contextos.
Sí, contextos.
Okay, so Christian is asking for our now next. He doesn't understand.
Entonces,
So,
oh.
go ahead, no. Go ahead.
Cristian, para la regla de ahora y después, now and next rule, en sí vas a estar sustituyendo lo que son los números de rate of change, que es la tasa de cambio, como en este caso obtuvimos la tasa de cambio de las dos tablas, o de la tabla, que pues bueno, son las mismas tablas, solo representadas un poco diferente, o en otro formato. Obtuvimos el 2 al hacer la operación de 2 entre 1, que es por lo que va aumentando cada número. Entonces, en sí, hay dos formas de representar esta información. Una es en la regla simbólica, que también se le conoce como la fórmula de la pendiente, y en este caso es y entre 2x más 1. El 2 es la tasa de cambio y el 1 es el valor inicial. Entonces lo que vas a hacer en la regla de now and next, la regla de ahora y después, es solamente sustituir esos números. Pero ya no es una ecuación, ya no es sigue siendo una regla, pero si ya no es una ecuación, lo tienes que hacer más escrito. Esta versión es escrita. Por ejemplo, ahora y después le agregas el signo de más, le sustituyes el número 2, que es la tasa de cambio, igual a después, empezando en 1, que es el valor inicial. En pocas palabras, vas a ir sustituyendo solamente los números.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
It is a written formula, yes. It's like a sentence formula. So, contexts. We've seen two different kinds of contexts, like word problems for lines. In one type of context, the rate of change and start value are provided. In the other, coordinates are provided. So we're going to look at both. So the first one, we're going to write a context. So we have, oops, I do not want red. So we have Jenny is a babysitter. And she charges $10 as a flat fee and $5 for each hour of babysitting. So this is the one type of context that we have. And in this context, we have two numbers. The $10 is a flat fee, $5 for each hour. So this means Jenny always charges $10, and then every hour she's working, she gets $5 more. Okay. So just in the problem, we have the rate of change, which is 5. Yes. And Mr. Morales just put in the chat, babysitter is niñero. We have the rate of change, and we have the start value, which is 10. And that just comes right from the problem. We know that the 5 is the rate of change because it's attached to for each hour. Right? $5 por cada hora. Okay. And then we have $10 as a flat fee. All right. I don't know how to translate flat fee.
Un precio fijo. Ujú.
Okay. So, in the context, we have all the information we need. We don't need to find anything else. And we can write the rule. Y equals 5x plus 10. Okay, we have the rate of change goes here. The start value is here. Okay. A little more room for the next one. The other type of context gives us different information. So we're going to write this one down. We have the same babysitter, and she is testing different prices to charge. For babysitting. All right. When she charges $12 per hour, she gets 5 clients per week. Okay, when she charges $15 per hour, she gets 3 clients per week. So this is my context, okay? We need to figure out the slope and the y-intercept for this line that we don't have yet. Okay, so we have 4 numbers going on in here. We have 12 per hour for 5 clients. Okay, and we have $15 per hour for 3 clients. So what these are coordinates of 2 points on my line. We have coordinate A, which is 12 and 5. And we have coordinate B, 15 and 3. 12 and 15 are values of X. 5 and 3 are values of Y. This is because the number of clients is affected by the price per hour. So the thing that's causing the change, the price, is the X value. The result of that price is the Y value. I think, Ms. Morales, you were going to help any jump on that.
Estos números, por ejemplo, dice when she charges 12 per hour, cuando Jenny, la niñera, cobra $12 por hora, ella tiene 5 clientes por semana. Y cuando cobra $15 por hora, ella tiene 3 clientes por semana. Entonces estamos viendo un cambio aquí, lo cual nos ayuda a obtener las coordenadas. El maestro nos dice que la A, en la primera oración, es 12,5, es la primera coordenada. Y la segunda coordenada es B igual a 15,3. En estos casos, los valores de X, que vemos que están en el primer lugar, son 12 y 15. Y los valores de Y están en la segunda posición, en el segundo lugar, son 5 y 3. El valor de X, la decisión de aumentar el precio por hora, el valor de X, afecta al número de clientes. Entonces el valor de X afecta a la Y, al valor de Y.
Yes. Perfect. So, using this, the 2 points, we can find the rate of change and we can find the y-intercept. This context, this type of context, has the most math to do to get to the rule. All right, so I'm sorry. I need more space. There. Okay, so let's do this first. We have the 2 coordinates. What we need to do is find the change in y and the change in x from A to B. Okay, so we have that one. All right, so we need change in y divided by change in x, right, to get the rate of change or the slope. Call it the rate of change. So the change in y from 5 to 3. Right, to go from 5 to 3, we have to subtract 2. Okay, we have minus. El cambio de y es menos 2, negativo 2, porque 5 es más grande de 3 y la valor, I can't say this in Spanish.
El valor de y se encuentra restando el 5 menos 3.
Yeah. Okay. And then for the change in x, cambio de x, 12 to 15. Right? To go from 12 to 15, we have to add 3. All right? Necesitamos sumar 3. All right? 12 to 15. So el cambio de x, 3.
A ver, más claramente, si estamos no necesariamente se tiene que restar. El maestro dice que para ir en el valor de y, para ir de 5 a 3, son menos 2 puntos. Entonces, por eso es que es un menos 2. Ahora, de ir del 12 al 15, tenemos que subir 3. Entonces, son 3 puntos positivos. Por eso el número 2 está en negativo, el número 3 en positivo.
Gracias, Mr. Morales. So then we get a rate of change, negative 2/3. Okay. So now we need start value. Okay. And in the formula, the start value is represented by B. En la regla simbólica, el valor inicial es B, pero no tengo el valor de B. So we need to solve the equation. So necesitamos usar uno punto E o B. en la regla simbólica y solve. I don't know how to say the solve. Solve for B.
Resolver. Vamos a resolver.
Solve.
Ujú. Vamos a
So-
resolver por B.
Yes. So we'll use A. Okay. Usamos A, punto A, 12, 5. En la regla, el valor 5, replace Y, 5, igual. La tasa de cambio, negativo 2 tercer, I can't, 2/3.
Close. Tercios.
No.
2 tercios.
Okay. Y la valor 12 is replace X. Y más B. No sé qué es el valor de B, so B. Alright. So, tiene 5 igual 2 por 12 es 24. So, tenemos negativo 24 dividir 3 más B. Y negativo 24 dividido 3 es igual negativo 8. So, 5 igual negativo 8 más B. Ok. Y más 8. Necesitamos sumar 8 a la izquierda y derecha. I don't know how to say this, but we need to do the same thing on the left and the right side of the equal sign to keep it correct.
Ujú. Tenemos que hacer la misma operación en ambos lados de la ecuación para mantenerlo nivelado, ¿correcto? Entonces se le suma 8 al 5 y nos sale en 13. Y al menos 8 más 8 resulta en, bueno, se cancela. Entonces tenemos un valor de B igual a 13. B equals 13.
See, and then the rule y equal negative 2/3 x plus 13. Okay. What questions do you have?
I have a question, Mr. Mosley. Where do you get the 5 from? Is that from the first sentence?
So I'm using the 5 in the coordinate, or the 5 in the finding the start value.
Oh, yeah, the 5 in the finding the start value.
So I'm using coordinate A in the rule, in the frame of the rule, just without knowing what B is, so I can solve for it. So 12, right? Yeah. Goes in here, right? And a 5
Okay, I see.
goes in here.
Okay, I see.
Because we have an X value here and a Y value here. So we replace X and Y in the formula so that the only value I don't know is B, and I can solve for it.
Okay. Would that be different if I use the other coordinates, 15 and 3?
So then you would replace y with 3 and x with 15, you get the same answer.
Oh,
You would
okay.
still get 13.
Okay. Thank you.
As long as it's a line, you'll get the same answer. As long as the coordinates are actually on a line.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Moss.
You're welcome. Yeah. And that's one of the characteristics of a line is if you pick any point on the line and put it into the rule, you'll get a true statement, as they call it. So if I pick 15 and 3 and put it into my actual rule, I get an equivalent statement. Right? So if I put 15 in for x and y equals negative 2/3 x plus 13, I should get 3 as the answer. That's what the value of y should be. If it's not, then I made a mistake in my calculations at some point. And that part of it we'll get into next week. That's the actual solving. What does a solution mean and what does it look like? That's next week. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Already in an hour. Okay. Okay. What questions do you guys have? Ask questions. Do you want to see another example? Do you want to, do I need to go back up the page so you can write something down that you missed? Talk to me. No questions? Oh wait, Christian's got one.
So yeah, he's asking the same question. If we use the coordinates 15 and 3, would that be the same answer?
Yeah, and I can show that. I can do that. Let's do it. Let's show. So we use. So if I use the same coordinates, okay, 15 and, or if I use the other coordinates, 15 and 3, and I put those in my rule, will I get the same b? That's what Christian is asking, and so we're going to show this right now. So to put, 3 equals negative 2/3 times 15 plus b. And we need to check to see, do we still get 13 as the result? So we need to do the math. So 3 equals negative 2 times 15 is 30. So we have negative 30 divided by 3 plus b. So 3 equals negative 30 divided by 3, negative 10 plus b plus 10 plus 10 gets 13 equals b. I don't like the way my screen looks. Sorry, guys. That's better. Okay. Again, like Mr. Morales asked, and like, we have to always find both coordinates if there's 2. No. It doesn't matter. So once you have the slope, okay, you can choose either point or any point on your line, okay, to find the value of b. It just needs to be a point on the line. Doesn't matter which point you choose. Okay, and then Shanley is asking, why was the 10 added 2 times? So I add the 10. So if I'm adding or subtracting a number that wasn't already in my equation, I have to do that on both sides to keep it balanced. So I add 10 to the right-hand side of the equal sign. I have to add 10 to the left-hand side. Your equations have to stay balanced. You think of it as weights on a scale. If I add something to this hand, I need to add something to this hand so it doesn't go like this. Right? That's what equations need. They need to stay balanced. Okay, we can't have more on one side than the other. I don't know if that might need a better explanation in Spanish.
Sí, recuerden que, bueno, la pregunta de Shannon Lee es por qué se sumó 10 a ambos lados. Recuerden que las ecuaciones, como dice el maestro, tienen que estar balanceadas, niveladas. Por eso tienen el signo de igual. Y un 3 supongamos, 3 es igual a 3. Está nivelado, está balanceado. Tiene el mismo valor en ambos lados. Entonces, en este caso, como tenemos a un 10 y queremos aislar la B, pero ese 10 que está sumando a la B es negativo, le vamos a sumar 10 para poder cancelarlo y pasar los otros 10, sumar los otros 10 del otro lado. Entonces así está nivelado. Entonces si el 10 estaba negativo, le vamos a sumar 10 a ambos lados para que se nivele. It's hermoso, you're muted.
I muted so that I didn't have noise in the background of you talking. So like Mr. Morales said, this equation is 3 equals 3. It needs to be 3 equals 3. All right. All of this needs to equal 3. Otherwise, it is not equal. Otherwise, we have what would be called a false statement. It's not true. Okay. So if 3 equals 3, if I say, okay, well, I'm going to add 5 to this side, but I don't do it to this side, then I have 3 equals 8. This is false, not true. So if I add 5, I have to also add 5. And then we get 8 equals 8. And that's true. Yeah, exactly what you put in the chat. So please look in the chat. Mr. Morales has a very nice couple sentences. Equations have to be balanced. We cannot have an unbalanced equation. If both sides are not equal, it is called a false statement, which means it is not true. There's other ways to write these where we could have, I'm not going to get into that, but right, that's why, answering Shannon Lee's question, we added 2 times. We added 10 2 times. Once on the left, once on the right. Okay. What other questions can we answer for you? All right. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you guys what the self-assessment looks like. So you guys know what that is, and I can answer your questions about that. So we're going to look at Canvas. Does anyone need any more time to write anything down from our notes? So the number you add or the number you subtract or whatever you're doing, it depends on the equation. It's not always going to be adding or always going to be subtracting. We'll see more examples of this starting next week when we actually do a lot more solving of equations like this. Right. That one. Nope, that one. All right. So guys, you're welcome, Christian. So week 8 module, we have this representing linear function self-assessment. This is the first self-assessment we've done this year. Okay, this is what it looks like. Everything in the self-assessment is in English and in Spanish. Please work in whatever language you are more comfortable working in. Okay, I want the focus of this assignment is for you to show me what you understand about math. Okay, if you're comfortable writing and responding in English, and you're comfortable that that will show what you understand, then write in English. If you feel more comfortable showing what you understand in Spanish, write in Spanish. Okay? I want to know what you understand about the math. And Mr. Morales in the chat now has a translation of his previous statement about balancing equations. Okay, so there's 3 parts to this self-assessment. For the first part, you need to answer the free response question as a demonstration of understanding of the content we have covered about linear functions so far. You may use any notes, resources, and calculator, I have Desmos here, to complete this problem. For the second part, please reflect on your learning over the past few weeks and answer the reflection questions. For the third part, you need to decide what level of understanding you currently have for the content we have been covering. To do this, you will need to use the provided rubric and then select your level of understanding by using the provided checkboxes. Okay, we have Spanish. All right. Hay 3 partes de esta autoevaluación. Para la primera parte, debe responder a la pregunta de respuesta gratuita como una demostración de comprensión del contenido que hemos cubierto sobre las funciones lineales hasta ahora. Para utilizar cualquier nota, recurso y calculadora para completar este problema. Okay. So la primera pregunta está aquí, en inglés o español. Okay. You can type your response. Daniel, please wait. You can type your response in the text box, or you can write it down on a piece of paper, take a picture of it, and upload the picture into the text box. Okay. Whichever is going to be easier for you to do. In question 2, this is the reflection. Why do I keep like flipping? There we go. Right, this is the reflection of your learning. Okay. And just answer the questions honestly. I want to know. I want the feedback. Then we have the level of understanding. Okay. We have the rubric here. It is from 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. You need to choose your level of understanding based on how well you understand the content. Okay. If you're at a level 4, you want to click 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're at a level 3, you click 3, 2, 1, 2, 2 and 1, 1, just 1. If you are doing this assignment, you're not at a 0. The only way to get a 0 is to not do it. Okay. All right. Mr. Morales, would you mind kind of running back through this? I know it's a lot.
Sí, claro. Este es el self-assessment. Este es el self-assessment que vamos a hacer. Bueno, que ustedes van a hacer por su cuenta. Entonces, let me just.
Are you on your computer?
Yes, but I can't see. I just have a blurry vision. Right.
What is it?
I have a blurry vision right now.
Oh, no.
No. Yeah, that's good now. Okay, las instrucciones están aquí en español, en inglés. Solamente van a ser de una forma, de la manera, en el idioma que más se sientan a gusto, para que pues lo puedan completar, ¿no? Con facilidad. Entonces, ahí tienen las instrucciones.
I give you control of my computer so you can scroll and move around if you want.
Oh, how do I do that? How do I do that? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, do you want me to go over the 4 questions?
Yeah.
Ok, por ejemplo, aquí en sí, Damián. Aquí en la primera pregunta nos dice, pues vemos la gráfica y nos da la pregunta de que si John y David son dos que participaron en una caminata de 3 horas para ayudar a recolectar dinero para un refugio local de animales. No, ustedes van a contestar esa pregunta. Y ahí van a escribir la respuesta, ¿verdad? En la pregunta número 2 dice, reflexiona sobre tu aprendizaje y experiencias a lo largo de este capítulo y desde que comenzó la escuela. Vean las preguntas, reflexionen, piensen un poco en lo que van a contestar. ¿Qué fue útil para su aprendizaje? ¿Qué te habría ayudado? ¿Cuáles serían los recursos que le hubieran ayudado a ustedes en la escuela? O desde que empezó el semestre. ¿Y qué harías igual o diferente si empezaras este capítulo de nuevo? Y ahí ustedes escriben sus respuestas de la manera más sencilla que puedan, más honesta que puedan. Y en la pregunta número 3 se van a calificar. ¿Ok? Dice, de acuerdo a su nivel actual de entendimiento de este capítulo, ¿qué calificación se darían ustedes? ¿Qué calificación creen que se merecen? Aquí en este caso serían muy honestos con ustedes mismos y no se den todos un 2 o un 1, un 0, un 3. Yo creo que muchos de nosotros le estamos echando ganas. Entonces, bueno, perdón, muchos de ustedes le están echando ganas y ustedes se darían una calificación honesta de acuerdo a su desenvolvimiento y a aprendizaje en esta clase, para este capítulo. Y ahí ustedes seleccionan las respuestas. Aquí. Y
Ok.
después le dan clic en Submit. Listo.
Okay. So this is the self-assessment. So Daniel was asking, is this the homework? This would be considered the homework. But if you notice, I have the suggested due date is the 27th, which is not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that. Okay, so you have a week and a half to work on it. Okay, also, really what I need this before the end of the grading period. The grading period ends on the 6th of November. If it is not turned in before that, then I will have to give it a 0 for the grading period. And that will have an effect on your grade. Once it's turned in, if you turn it in after the grading period, you'll still get the grade for it and it will update and your grade will get better. But on the progress report, if it has not been turned in before that, the 6th of November, it will go in as a 0. And that will hurt your grade.
Este trabajo se tiene que entregar antes, bueno, estos trabajos se tienen que entregar antes del 6 de noviembre. Esta vez, si no entregan los trabajos para antes del 6 de noviembre, que es la fecha que terminan de entregar las calificaciones, se les va a marcar como 0, ¿ok? No entregado, como 0, y eso sí les va a afectar mucho en sus calificaciones. Recuerden que el primer periodo se les toleró, se les aceptó que no entregaran los trabajos a tiempo y que los pudieran entregar después, pero ahora sí, después del 6 de noviembre ya no podrán entregar trabajos y que les vaya a contar completamente. Kevin's asking, all the assignments before the 6th? Do you have to turn in all the assignments before the 6th of November?
You should try to turn in as many as you can. Yeah, try to get as many as you can in, because that will help your grade. The self-assessment is the one that will have the largest impact on your grade. That's why I'm stressing that one.
La evaluación de self-assessment sí se tiene que entregar antes del 6 de noviembre, y todas las demás tareas, intentar entregarlas para antes del 6 de noviembre.